some of the archetypes that is associated with the sun in Pisces that is often very misunderstood is that if you have a Pisces sun, you must be lost or you must be artistic. So I think being artistic is really associated with Venus, and a lot of Pisces that I know, sun in Pisces people that I know, are not artistic and don't have any artistic talent. So Pisces is a sign that is right in between Aquarius, Capricorn, Aries, and Taurus. So if you do have a sun in Pisces, you could possibly have your Venus, Mars, or Mercury in Aries or maybe Aquarius, and you would not be the type of lost, or you could have you could have it in Capricorn and you might not have that lost or artistic vibe in you. So the sun, as I mentioned before, is about your identity and how you go about just being and identify as being in the world. With the sun being in the sign of Pisces, the identity here is not well defined. And there is a sense of struggle to really shine. There's a struggle to really bring out who they really are at their core into the world. And really many reasons why a Pisces sun person is going to struggle to bring that identity into the world. And one of the reasons could be that, so the first reason could be that it just doesn't matter to them. Because you see, the sign of Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, so they've kind of have an identity that kind of understands everyone else's identity and where they're coming from, understanding their core. And when you're kind of in a place where you understand the love struggles of the sun in Leos, you understand the relationship struggle of the sun in Libra, you understand the struggle to bring out their depths of the sun in Scorpio, you kind of like, okay, if I can understand all of this, if all of this is already within me, then it doesn't really matter for me to try to bring all of this out, because at the end of the day, I am everything and there's no point in bringing it out. But it's basically, that's like kind of the vibe of the sign Pisces, like kind of just like, what's the point of, what's the point of identifying myself with one particular thing when I am everything? If that makes any sense. And if I am everything, then there's no need to try to bring out who I really am, because I can be anything and I am everything anyways. That's one reason why they don't really shine, or they don't really want to bring out who they really are, bring their identity into the world. The other reason, the second reason, could be they may need time to figure out how to make their identities practical, because it's unclear to them how they're going to be in the world. So to make this, so what I mean by this is that, let's say, for example, a sign in Pisces person, let's say there's a sign in Pisces person who at their core can really identify with animals, caring for animals, for example. And when they care for animals, they gain a sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and they know that that's who they are. But they just don't know how to go about in the world caring for animals. So they might not be able to understand the practicalities of what they need to do next, who they need to contact, what kind of animal shelters there are, what kind of skills do they need, do they need to go to school, what kind of animals do they really want to take care of, how to actually take care of those animals, do they need to practice first, all the practical things that goes about with being in the world might be unclear to them. They might really have a sense of who they are, but they are unclear about how they would go about it in the world. So they may need to take time to do it, and they may need someone else, a kind of more practical type, to show them the way in the world. if that makes any sense. Ultimately, the sun in the Pisces has an identity that is linked to something greater, linked to the universe as a whole. So they would prefer to let things happen, to let the universe take them where they have to be. And it's really beautiful because if the universe can really take them to where they need to be, it can be beautiful and magical. But if the universe doesn't, then they can accept that as well. And a lot of the times, the sun in a Pisces person might just be really happy with identifying with serving their loved ones, because their opposite sign is Virgo, whose identity is linked up with service. Their identity is also linked to, can also be linked to service, giving love to the people that they are closest to their family, to their friends. They can gain a really good sense of self from just giving love to other people. So I've picked a tarot card that I think really resonates with having the sun in the sign of Pisces. This is not from a textbook or anything. I just went through the cards and I chose the ones that really resonated with this sun sign, and I picked this one right here. The Star. Okay, so the reason why I picked the Star is this card is card number 17 in the tarot deck, and it's crucial, it's quite necessary to know the cards that came before this one, which is card number 16 is the Tower, the card of destruction and big changes. The card number 15 is the Devil. Okay, which is the card of limitations, being bounded by, you know, things that you don't want to be bounded by. And the card number 13 is Death. Okay, so the reason why I've chosen the Star, see, the Star comes directly after these three cards. Okay, card number 14 is missing, but it's not relevant. So the Star comes after these three cards of a lot of hardship, a lot of darkness. And I feel like these three cards are here to teach us about ego. The Death is to teach us the fact that we need to transcend and transform our ego from being one that is super kind of, we need to have death in the ego and transform it to something more spiritual. This one is about, the Devil is about not having ego tied to materialistic things, not being fearful of materials, money, and obsession with these things. The Tower is a destroyer of your ego. And so the Star, she herself is at first kind of a little bit hesitant to be, because she has no more ego. I'm not saying the Pisces person doesn't have ego, but this is just the identity of the sun in a Pisces person. Just the identity is kind of away from all the things that happen in this world. And at first it's kind of difficult because a lot of people go about, you know, living in this material world, and it's very difficult for the sun in the Pisces person to really be themselves. But ultimately what she's doing is she's taken some glittering water and she's pouring it onto the world. So when she really becomes her full heavenly self, she is able to give nourishment and healing to the world, to humanity. That's the highest essence of the sun in the Pisces person. As I mentioned before, giving love, giving, just giving to the people that they are closest to, or maybe even to the world. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about my experience with people who have their sun in the sign of Pisces. I don't think I know men who have their sun in the sign of Pisces, but I know some women who have the sun sign, And the first thing I noticed about them is that they are either super chilled, like YOLO, you know what I mean? Just like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. Or they are like super crazy people. Like, they would do crazy things, then take a photo of it and post all over social media just to be crazy. Like, seriously, they are crazy. Like, just like they would do anything. Are you up for skydiving? Yeah. Are you up for trying out race car driving? Yeah. Or they're just like super chilled. You could just be at the beach with them and they would just sit there and read their book, and you'd be like, do you want to have coconut? Yeah. Do you want to go swimming with the sharks? Yeah. Do you want to do nothing? Yeah. That's a lot of things I noticed. And with that being said, a lot of the times as Sun in a Pisces person, when I'm with them, I feel like I'm high. Though we're not really high, like we're not smoking anything or we're not taking anything, but it just feels a little like, yeah, like a super high, you know? Nothing really makes sense, but everything makes sense. And we'll just do anything kind of a vibe. And they also tend to have this kind of like, it's okay attitude. I'm so stressed, like I don't know what to do, I haven't studied for my exam. It's okay, it's gonna be fine. You know, just don't worry about it. Oh my god, I have to go to work in 5 minutes and I haven't planned for my meeting. It's alright, the boss will be fine. Hence, I feel high. Alright, that's my take on the Sun being a sign of Pisces. If you are a Sun in a Pisces person, or you know someone who has their Sun in Pisces, please comment below. I would like to know your experiences with this Sun sign. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you know when I post more cool astrology videos. That's all. Bye!